How would you say, I want to carry on? Now you think, carry on? I don't know this. So one of the skills we want to really make use of these convertible words is to find the Latin equivalent of carry on. I want to carry on. I want to go on. I want to... What is the Latin word that we could use here? Nothing comes to mind?
Blank.
So think of...
Continue.
So you can think of a shun word that has something to do with carrying on.
Continuation.
Exactly. Good. So I want to continue.
Quiero continuar.
Quiero continuar. I want to continue it.
Quiero continuarlo.
Good. I'm trying to continue.
I've already forgotten what trying is.
So it's not about remembering, it's about knowing how to find it. So there are a few things you could think about that when we discussed this word that could lead you back to it. And the important thing is to take that time to have those thoughts rather than just, oh, do I know it? Do I not?
Intención.
Intención. There wasn't a rule here because it doesn't finish Asian. Our rule was for ones that finish Asian, but it was very similar. Do you remember what it is now? I try. So it ends in O, like...
intento.
Intento. Good. So that's I try. We want to see first if we can find it. Relaxed, not... if your brain locks on, do I remember it or don't I? Game over. But if you go, okay, what was that related to? What was that about? And just see what pops up. Then you're much more likely to get it. So intento. Intento is I try. I try or I'm trying to continue.
Intento continuar.
Good. Intento continuar. What is a demostración? Demostración.
Demonstration.
Demonstration. Do you notice something different though? There's some change here. Demostración.
There's no N.
Good. There's no N. Demostración. So how would you say to demonstrate?
Demostrar.
Demostrar. Now, if you get rid of that de, how would it sound?
Mostrar.
Mostrar. And that means to show. To show. Mostrar. So we might think again, mostrar has no connection that we can hook onto. But usually when we have a look, we can find some connection through English, Latin English, that helps us interiorize mostrar, to show. The word for something is algo. Algo. A-L-G-O. Algo.
Algo.
Algo. Good. What was the word for you, like in I love you? How was I love you?
Te quiero.
Te quiero. So it was te. So how would you say, I want to show you something? In this order. I want to show you something.
Quiero mostrarte algo.
Quiero mostrarte algo. I want to show you something. What again was I go, I'm going, and it was related to voyage, we said.
Voy?
The beginning bit of voyage. And you're mostly going to hear it pronounced more like a soft B. Boy. Boy.
Voy.
Now, just as in English, we say, I'm going to, and we talk about the future. I'm going to continue. I'm going to eat later. We can do exactly the same thing in Spanish. The only difference is that even though, for example, if we use continue, continuar, continuar means to continue. In Spanish, we say voy a continuar. It's actually because voy is a verb of movement. When we are putting a to form, a verb that is to something like continuar, after a verb of movement, a verb that have some kind of motion in its meaning, like voy, I'm going. Spanish wants to show this feeling of motion. So you say, I'm going to, and you put the to for that movement, even if you're not actually moving, and you're just using it to speak about the future. So, if you want to say, for example, I'm going to confiscate it. I'm going to confiscate it.
Voy a confiscarlo.
Good. Voy a confiscarlo. Very good. How do you say, I'm going to examine it? I'm going to examine it.
Voy a examinarlo.
Good. Voy a examinarlo. Good. Now we said lo is it or him. Now the plural of him is them. This is not very obvious in English because him and them, they look very different as words. We don't ever think of them as the plural of him or of her, but it is. It's very obvious in Spanish. Lo means him or it, and if you want to get them, if you want to make it plural, what do you think you might do?
Just add the S. Los.
Los. Good. So now we have the word for them. To see is ver. Ver. We have view in English, like view, ver. So how would you say, I want to see them?
Quiero verlos.
Why a here?
Quiero verlos.
Quiero verlos. So ver is to see. If you say, I'm going to see them, how is it going to be?
Voy a verlos.
Good. Voy a verlos. But if you say, I want to see them,
Quiero verlos.
and if you say, I'm trying to see them,
Intento verlos.
good. No a. Intento verlos. Because ver is to see. To try, so try in its to form. To try is intentar. Intentar. This is to try. So how would you say, I want to try?
Quiero intentar.
Good. I'm going to try.
Voy a intentar.
Good. With a. Voy a intentar. I'm going to try to see them. I'm going to try to see them.
Voy a intentar a verlos. No, verlos.
Very good.
Voy a intentar verlos.
Good. Voy a intentar verlos. Good. Let me give you another example of a verb that connects with this a. So voy isn't isolated. We can understand the concept better if we see another verb of movement. So another verb of movement is pasar. What do you think pasar means?
But is it to pass?
Ah, yes. Pasar is to pass and to pass by. So I'm going to pass by to visit you. I'm going to pass by to visit you. How would we say this? So the first bit is I'm going.
Voy
Good. I'm going to pass by.
a pasar.
Good. To visit you.
Visitarlo. Visitarte.
Te. Well, actually, lo, other than him and it, can also mean formal you. So if you're speaking formally, you can use this lo as well. But I want to go back to pasar. Pasar is a verb of movement. Let's take the sentence again from the beginning. The whole sentence is, I am going to pass by to visit you.
Voy a, so it's voy a pasar a visitarlo.
Good. Lo if you're speaking
Visitarte.
formally, or te if you're speaking informally. Voy a pasar a visitarte. Voy a pasar a visitarlo, which would mean him, it, or you, formal. How would you say formal, by the way, in Spanish?
Formal.
And formally?
Formalmente.
Very good. Now, if you want to say, I am going to try to pass by to visit you, we have to think which ones we're going to use this are with and which ones not, which is a great exercise for us to internalize this rule. So, I am going to try
Voy a intentar
to pass by.
no. Voy a intentar pasar
To visit you.
a visitarte.
Very good. So we learned that rule. Voy a intentar pasar a visitarte. There's not many times that we have something between the verbs. So there's not going to be a lot of rules like this, don't worry. But this one's important because there are many important verbs of motion that we will be putting this a after. How was to demonstrate again?
Demostrar.
And what happened to that N?
Demostrar.
Demostrar. And what is to show? You get rid of...
Mostrar.
Good. Mostrar. And the word for something I mentioned was algo. Algo.
Algo.
Something. I want to show you something. Let's speak informally. I want to show you something. So we're going to use te.
Quiero mostrarte algo.
Good. I want to show you something. Quiero mostrarte algo. So maybe you call somebody and you say, like, where are you? I'm at home. Okay, I want to pass by to show you something. I want to pass by to show you something.
Quiero pasar a... What was it? I want
To show you something.
mostrarte algo.
Good. quiero pasar a, because we had a verb of movement, mostrarte algo. So if we're connecting a verb of movement to another verb, we connect using this extra a to. Quiero pasar a mostrarte algo. Good.